My name is John Lacroix. My friends know me as Sherpa John. I'm 30 years old. I live in Louisville, Colorado, and I've been running ultramarathons for 7 years. To date, I've run 38 ultramarathons, and the Bighorn 100 will be my 15th 100-mile endurance run.
Shannon Price. I am 34 years old. I am originally from Blacksburg, Virginia, but now live and train in Fort Collins, Colorado. This will be my third 100-mile race. I've done two in Umstead, North Carolina, the past couple years, so this will be my third.
One day while peak bagging in New Hampshire, I wondered if anybody had ever hiked New Hampshire's 4,000 footers the fastest. And I discovered that there were quite a collection of people who had. And some of them were ultramarathon runners. And as I started to connect with them, and they started telling me about this thing called ultramarathon running, I really needed to know more about what that was. So I asked them, and they told me all about this awesome sport. And I finally said, well, what do you need to do to be an ultramarathon runner? And they said, really, you just need to be stubborn and able to put up with discomfort. And I knew right away that that was me. Like it was something I needed to be a part of. You know, I don't think there ever was a time when I thought that any of this was impossible. And that's why I started. I heard about ultramarathons, I heard how far people ran. And I used to think that I would never run 100 miles just because it didn't sound enjoyable. It just sounded like pain. But then I did it, and I realized that there really is no such thing as impossible. There is no such thing as I can't. I mean, it's all in your head. They always say that 90% of running an ultramarathon is mental. And I agree with that 100%. You know, like I said, there's so much training that you can do, but it really is the mental aspect, the mental training that I think people leave out. And, you know, if I felt like I couldn't do this, I wouldn't even go to the starting line.
To really make a 100-mile race, it takes a few things. First and foremost, I think it really lays in the training. Not only the physical training, but a lot of the mental training. Mentally, I like to during my training, I like to set up certain tests week in and week out. Mental tests that I need to hit to make me mentally stronger. Physically, you put in the miles. There's no right or wrong. Just enough to where you feel comfortable coming in. But a true 100-mile race is more mental than it is physical. It's the willpower to keep going when the pain comes, and the drive to finish. I really look at a 100-mile race as kind of a quick, if you will, overview of life in general. You have to take the first step before you take the second. You have to set many goals along the way. You learn from things and you have to adjust as time goes on. But you always have to keep your eye on the prize, on what you're there to do. And I have transformed a lot of my training for ultras and hundreds in general to my life. It is just setting a goal, making sure you're laying out a good guide to get there, and putting in hard work to get there.
So, why do I run ultramarathons? Why do I run 100 miles? I think the bigger part of me is still trying to figure that out. I'd like to think that there's a number of reasons why, and there are. I want to inspire people. I want people to see that an average person can just lace some shoes on their feet and run. And I want people to see what hard work can accomplish. You don't have to be tired. You don't have to be out of shape. It's a choice. Everything that we do in life is a choice. And I want people to better understand their choices. And I also want people to think outside the box. I get so tired of people thinking about things in one way. Running is bad for you. It hurts your knees. You're going to need new hips. no, it's not that bad for you. You're not going to need new knees. You're not going to need new hips if you do it right. There's a right and a wrong way to do everything. When I think of why I run ultras, I'm still trying to find that answer, and I guess that's why I keep running ultras, because if I knew why, I think I might stop.
Before I even go into a race, I usually commit an amount of time. I'll go in and say, I'm going to commit to 24 hours, come hell or high water. That's what I'm going to go for 24 hours straight, and if I'm not at the finish line in 24 hours, then I'll look and assess where I am. When you hit your low points, which you're going to hit multiple ones of them, I typically try to focus on the fact of what I'm doing, and that a lot of people choose not to do it. So I just try to remember that the good times are going to come, and that the low point's only going to be there for a little while. Once you kind of commit to from the start of going the full distance, going the full 24 hours, then from that point on, it's just keep going, keep rolling. I would say that the 100-mile distance is by far my favorite distance to run. It is a true mental and physical aspect to it. And it's enjoyable to be out there for 24 hours or under 24 hours or 30 hours or 36 hours or whatever time it is. If you slow down enough to really take it in, it can truly change your life.
So yeah, I don't really know how I feel this morning. I mean, it's my 15th 100 miler, and you kind of get complacent to these things. You know, I know I can do this. I know, but then again, I don't. Like, it's nice to be back to some of the harder hundreds and really trying to figure out if I can still do this. I guess that's what it's all about. You put all the training in, and I don't know if I'm ready or not. I don't know if I'm in shape or not. It's just, you know, it's going to come down to guts today, I guess.
I grew up with sleepy on my eyes. Yeah, I grew up trying to learn how not to cry, 'cause I'm terrified and I'm ruined by this mess, 'cause I needed you more than I needed what was best. Yeah, it has been such a long, long time. I've been asleep, trying to sleep away my life, 'cause I'm terrified and I'm ruined by this mess, 'cause I needed you more than I needed to be blessed. Cut me free, let it last and let it burn, 'cause I'll start acting like a man when I get.
Just went through the first handler station, about 3 hours and 20 minutes into the race for 13.5 miles. Actually, pretty pleased with my time. I mean, all things considered, I just hiked and ran uphill for 13.5 miles. So I'll definitely take my time. I was in there a lot sooner than I thought I actually was. So something like that can lift your spirits quite a bit. So I was in a bad headspace, and now I'm back in a good headspace. So, heading downhill to Footbridge.
What I've learned, but I'm terrified, and I'm running so fast.
So, a little quick update of where we are right now. I think we're at about, let's see here, 23, just coming up on 24 miles. About 5,000 feet of gain so far. It's been a struggle mentally going out. Went out a little fast, a little heavier than I really wanted to. Hit the first hill and took me about four miles of hiking to recover. So right now mentally I'm a little fatigued, staying in the game. As time goes on, it's gonna get rough tonight, so should be amusing. Other than that, I mean, you know, we're 24 miles in. It hurts, but it's supposed to hurt. If it didn't hurt, it would be worth it. So we'll check in here in a little bit. Just thought I'd give you a little quick old update of where we are.
I'm in coming up on mile 21, and I'm kind of in and out of the weeds. I got a headwind, and everything, it seems that everything is uphill. I'm not sure if I've really truly run any significant downhill yet, and it's making me feel like this is one of those uphill both ways races. So the next time I see my handlers, I'll be 30 miles in. It's a little shy of a quarter or a third of the way done. So hopefully picking up a pacer at mile 30 will turn my spirits around, keep my mind occupied. Everybody wants to know, you know, what do you think about? What do you think about when you're running these things? Don't you get bored? And first answer is no, I don't get bored, and let me show you why. Well then, yeah, what do I think about? And I've been thinking about a whole lot of things. And it's all life, you know. I think about life, where I've been, where I'm at now, where am I going, what do I want to do, how do I become successful. I mean, people tell me all the time that I'm a pretty successful guy, and not in the monetary sense, and that's always what's been important to me, but a lot of pressure in life to, you know, be able to provide for others and to make other people happy, and you know, it's tough. And as somebody who's I guess you could say recovering from depression, it's really hard to think about how I'm like the pivotal point of another person's happiness when I have trouble with my own happiness on a pretty daily basis. So, yeah, I mean, there's a broad spectrum of things that we think about out here. It's not always happy. And there's some pretty dark times out here. And I mean, that's why we do this, though. It's a way to help you work through your low points in life. Everything out here is a metaphor for something else beyond this race. So that's my answer for now.
Get away. No slipping through the cracks.
Probably around mile 22, 23, I imagine. And it's starting to rain out here. I think I'm about 6 miles yet from my handlers, my crew, so hoping it doesn't pour until I can get to them and at least get my rain gear out. Still really hoping to find some downhill out here soon, so maybe I can make up some time. It's a mountain race, and yeah, we're in the mountains. It's raining. Awesome.
Okay, kind of give a recap of where we are now. About 39 miles in. Look at this view. Jeez, that's incredible. Anyway, originally coming in, the idea was possibly go sub 22. Now, of course, it's just way too brutal for me to go sub 22. Second was sub 24. That's a possibility. I think it looks like I'm going to hit the turn about 10 to 11 hours at mile 48. That's a possibility. And last was, of course, just to finish. And that's a no-brainer. That's definitely going to happen. Physically, I seem to be okay. Pardon me if I have food on my face. Seem to be okay physically. Mentally, struggling a little bit. Trying to hold it together. You know, switching game plans back and forth is kind of the course lays itself out. We had a little bit of rain come through. I got a little cold, so I'm in my jacket now. You know, like I said, we've got about 9 miles, 8 miles to the turn at Porcupine Point, where I'll pick up Chris and head back. That'll be actually good. It will be in the dark. I run a little better in the dark as far as mentally goes. I just have a tendency to not see the mountains, which is good. If I can keep from falling and breaking a foot or something, that's a different ball game. So yeah, so that's where we are. I'll hit you back up when we make a turn. All right.
Come out from wherever you are.
I've had pretzels in my teeth, I apologize. We're 45 miles in, about 10,000 vertical. I'm to the place where I'm just having fun. So mentally, kind of eased back a little bit, which is good. You know, I got 4 miles into the turn, pick up my pacer, and we'll just hit through the night. See what happens, you know. We might hike all night, might run a little bit. I don't really know. So, you know, first and foremost is to have fun. So, I'm bound and determined, and I'm gonna have fun in this bad boy. I think I underestimated the course. It's 18 miles from 30 to 48. It was very technical and very steep. So, you know, it is what it is. Good thing is knocked a bunch of vertical out on the way up. So, get to the top, pick up the pacer, and head back.
So I left mile 30 with my pacer to climb the longest and highest climb of the course, and coming up on 9:30, I would imagine, and we're at mile 40. So that's 10 miles in 2 hours. It's quite a bit quicker than I thought I would be. And Pacer and I have been telling each other stories. Really helps keep moving. and all is well. It's good to have company. Keep your mind off the ugly stuff. So it tends to slow you down. I'm feeling pretty good.
Alright, so I think we're about 50 some miles in, 50 something low, 52, 53 maybe, 51. Anyway, feeling pretty good, pretty much determined on hiking the next probably 30 miles, probably till daybreak. So we'll do a little bit of running, got my pacer with me. So next little bit's just going to be grinding through the night, and from that point on it'll just be hit daylight, see what we got in the tank. Hopefully I'll have some fuel, and daylight will kind of wake me up and get me going, and then it's go time. Then it'll be home sweet home. Well, coming into mile 77, and I believe the trail has beat me today. It's taken Chris and I about 10 hours to do a marathon, and I am completely exhausted, a little delusional. So we're going to come into 77, and we'll call it a day. Good hard effort. I just wasn't here. The body just didn't have it today. Mind was there. Body just didn't want to go. So that's kind of sucks a little bit, but you know, you just kind of, you know, take a look at what you did. Make sure that you don't make that mistake again, and learn from it. So that's it. We're about half a mile or so out, and that's ball game. 77 miles. We're at like 21, 22 hours into the race time. I've been up for 26, 27 hours straight, and it's just not there. It's just not with me today. So valiant effort, but we'll get it next time.